Like, honestly, the biggest thing when it comes to this game is just genuinely responding to trouble. Like, oof. Like, I just had a, I had a game just today. I had a game just today where there was a widow. Why? Where there was a widow that was a massive problem. Like, genuinely massive problem. I don't remember what happened. I don't remember why I switched from DPS. I don't know why I switched from healer to DPS. But I switched to DPS. I tried going Psylocke, did not work. She had too good reflexes. Like, it would not work. Instead, I just ended up switching to Come on. Okay. Don't know what happened. I switched over to Iron Fist. Like, character I don't play in ranked. I'm just like, I need.
Feeling fantastic.
Brother. And like, I wasn't even doing great. Like, I genuinely felt like I was more of a hindrance to the team than anything. But like, that widow was a consistent problem. I needed to take her attention off of people. Because the rest of the team was fine. The rest of the team was fine. Dude, she's just smothering. Like, you need to be able to respond to problems. If there's a problem player, you cannot just be like, oh, that's somebody else's. Like, oh, that's somebody else's issue to deal with. If you can recognize what the problem is, you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it because you don't know if the other people can recognize what that problem is. Let me find it, because... Yeah, this. I went from Rocket... Yeah, somebody was playing... Somebody switched over. They stayed healer. Something happened. And like, this was in the middle of Grandmaster too. How do I switch POV? Probably after the game starts. This first round was a shit show. Like, she was dinking headshots like it was nothing. And even if she wasn't getting consistent, even if she wasn't getting like final hits, like consistent headshots, just consistently pegging different characters, like it just kept all of our healths too low and she kept getting away. Plasma burst. Like, we couldn't do anything. Like, don't know what this was. So round 2, I ended up switching off of DPS. I switched off of healer, went DPS. I'm like, okay, maybe I can try it on Psylocke. No. Heard me, hit me from the hip, flick headshot. Like, no Mantis, no nothing. Legit just really good. Heard me, immediately turn. Body shot, headshot. So at this point, I was like, okay. At this point, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't working. The characters that I'm comfortable with aren't solving this problem. I need to think of something very simple to deal with this. And so I just thought Iron Fist. Because, like, sure, you got 2 shots in between. She has 2 shots, she has, in between her shots, like, she has to charge. She has to cock the gun, and, like, her rate of fire is incredibly slow. So it's like, okay, I have to pace myself around that. If I can pace myself around that, even if she hits me once, I can delay when she can attack me again. I can push her off of wanting to hit me when she would usually hit me. And like I can at least round back and help with tanks. Like I know enough of Iron Fist where it's just like I can do something if I know if I'm like paying enough attention. Like all I needed was her to stop looking at my team. Like I wasn't gonna win that fight with Star-Lord, but that didn't matter because we had the point. So then like my biggest priority for this round going into it was like I put myself on Widow duty. It was like, okay, we won last round. I don't know what's gonna happen if like I'm not taking care of her. Like I at least need to keep her off of the rest of my team so that they can get work done. Because she was very obviously their carry. Yeah, 10 final hits, 8k damage. Like, she was a problem, and I had to focus on her. This ended up being nothing. We ended up losing a lot of this. I don't know when, but the Hela ended up switching over to Psylocke. Actually, how did that duel go?
Solo has blessed me again.
Just flick headshot. Like she wasn't even low on health. Like she just picked up the health pack.
I'm doing this my way.
Yeah, picked up a health pack, flick headshot, instantly. But here, let me try and slow this down a little. Trying to remember how free cam worked in this. So like we're fighting over point. This is overtime because if they win this team fight, they win.
Judge, jury, executioner.
Equal. Ignore Luna's vibrator. One of our DPS takes out a tank. Their DPS is in the middle of ulting. Tank takes care of the person that was ulting. She's over here. She's over here, even for a few seconds, dealing with Psylocke. Flick headshot. But that still means that, like, okay, the 2 healers are here. The 2 healers are here with the tank. Then we have 2 tanks and a healer back here, and then our other healer also back here. So we had the advantage in this fight, especially when she wasn't paying attention. just enough for us to get the point. Like, that pulled enough pressure off for our team to at least, like, make some progress. Good ult from the Loki. Also, great ult from the Groot. And then we were able to wipe them off of that. Don't know where the Psylocke is. She ult for this? She did ult for this.
No worries.
All of them were able to get away, except for her. Still, numbers advantage.
We captured more than half of the mission area.
With her dead, it meant that I could focus on something else because I was coming back because I'm bad at Iron Fist. I was able to help clean up. I'm smart enough to know that I should be picking off, like, the healers. And so, like, okay, I know my team's on point. I'm like, alright. I think, yeah, I heard that voice line. I heard that voice line of Sniper. And I'm like, okay, she's here. She's alone. Best thing I can do right now is stagger her. Like, I don't want her to be fighting with her team. She needs to never be with her team or contributing to her team. So now we're getting, like, closer to the end. Even with our one tank dead, she's still dead. I didn't even notice when the Magneto died. Oh, Magneto was still dead from when Psylocke killed her. Good ult. So they ulted. This is kind of when I did something stupid. Full on, I think it's stupid. It might have been the right call. We won, so, like, maybe it was the right call. Cloak and Dagger ult. They jump to point. So I leave 2 healers. I leave 2 healers and a DPS, and 1 DPS to deal with 1 tank, a DPS, and a healer while they're in the middle of their ult. While they're in the middle of the healer ult. If Loki didn't have Puddle there, that probably would have been really bad. But... oh no, I did come back. Yeah, I came back when I heard the, when I heard the ult. That's what changed my mind. Okay, and then I immediately saw her. I immediately saw her, and I'm like, you do not get to play. Like, my priorities shifted so much from my usual. Even though she was being healed, I knew that she wasn't going, like... because Cloak and Dagger are back here. Cloak and Dagger healing her means that these tanks aren't going to get healed. Also, well, our Cloak and Dagger had our ult up. Also, it was 2 tanks versus 2 healers and a DPS. Meanwhile, I was drawing attention from their 1 healer. They had another healer also over there. And their DPS. So she eventually had to go back because their tank was dying. Like, I just had to make sure that she could stop. Like, my win condition was just keeping her off of point. I eventually did die. I did lose that fight, especially with the Invisible Woman help. But she was now half health. Her healer was now here. Their tank was still dead. And their other tank was low on health. Tank died when she came in. Now they're staggered. One healer there, one healer there, one DPS, one DPS, same healer, same healer. Like, these three have been fighting on this point for longer than, like, I've been alive. Strange portal. The other tank switched to a Venom to come in faster.
Do your worst.
They don't stand like a real chance here. Like, they're too focused about running in to jump on point. They can't maintain being on point, especially for Widow, who doesn't want to sit still. So it'd be on the two healers to stay there. But they were pocketing her. And then Venom also came in, annoyed them, and they were just all off point. So even though I was really bad, and, like, playing a character that I really shouldn't have, like, let me find it. What are my stats for Iron Fist? Eight minutes. That is the only time I played Iron Fist this entire season. Not in quick play. That one comp game, and it won me the comp game. Just because I knew that it would give me enough sustain to keep the Widow off of everybody else on my team. It really is. A lot of it really does just come down to game sense. Like, as long as you know what you need at that time, even if you aren't the best at it, if it is
Or villain. I'm not judging.
easily better than what's currently happening, like if things aren't working, like if something just isn't working, the answer is not to get frustrated, get tilted, give up, and say that GG. It's just change. If something isn't working, think what would possibly help. Even if you can't implement it to the best of your ability, like, that slight adjustment can do so much. By all accounts, I was completely ready to give up on that game in that first round, especially when I saw her consistently doing those flick headshots. I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Nobody seems to be addressing her. What do I do? And the answer is sometimes throw whatever. Throw something at the wall and see what happens. And very lucky for me, that turned out to be a win.
4, 3,
Please ignore the
1. All you need to do is
the
capture
what
the
was it,
mission
like
area. Got it?
three other losses I had.